Good evening, traders, and welcome to another StockX post-market breakdown. So we are 3 for 3 this week. We were bullish Monday, bearish Tuesday, and bullish Wednesday. So all these callouts were mentioned in the room. We also gave the predictions on where the market can go on Twitter. All of that live feed with precision. The key levels that we're looking at, and how far and how low the market could go based on that detail. These predictions are based off our model, and not only do we show the before and the after, but we also give the reasoning behind it. So let's get straight into it and go over the theory of today. So for today in our report, we had talked about that the market will likely see a choppy behavior. Okay, so pretty much how this report works is we give a rationale, what's moving, what's strong. We talk about where the distribution is. Like in the call gamma right over here, we said that the majority of the probabilities is trading in a range between 5800 and 5840. So in order for SPX to start running, it needs to climb beyond 5840, and the bullish gamma is when SPX is at 5840. Now, if you look at our chart over here, this bullish gamma territory, whenever we're above it, that's when the market strength is real. Okay, you can see that once it started to go there was a big pop right off that, and it started to really run moving forward. Okay, put gamma, I mentioned there will be continuous rug pulling until SPX gaps above 58.45. Okay, so the high of the day was at 58.46, but you can kind of see that on the 5-minute, constant rug pulling throughout the day, but the market wanted to go higher. Okay, so it is very evident that you've seen a lot of rug pulling, and if you were holding any sort of calls, 58.30 calls or 58.40 calls, you would have to be very patient throughout the entire day. I was holding my 58.40 calls for a very long time, but I knew exactly how it was going to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the SPY strategy and talk about the momentum behind it as well. Okay, but just want to share that little bit of information here, because in our trades that we gave today, so we were trying to get some order on puts, but later realized, hey, it's better off just to focus on the calls. We later canceled that. We had an order to buy GS at 1.3. Those later failed. They only went up 20%, but pretty much it later dived. GS looked weak. But we gave the SPX 58.40 call here. It managed to fill. I announced that in the room, and just to give you guys a little bit of confirmation here, we'll post it here. Let's see where it is. Okay, so we go bot. So if we go back up, because we had this order right at open, we always pre-announce our intentions to buy every single trade when we call it out. Okay, so a lot of the time all our trades are pre-announced, and we make sure that everyone is always aware about what's going to happen. Besides all of that as well, we also gave a SPY play on that here. Okay, so SPY, you can see pre-announced, it was at 0.56. It later fills, and we gave that in the public as well. Okay, so that was a nice SPY play. That was 68%. And we let the room know about the intentions to get back in, and the 58.50 calls as well. So very, very huge winning trades on SPX and SPY, with continuous wins on that front. Okay, besides that, I will get into discussion about SPX, but I want to go over the levels here. Okay, so and this is going to be very important, because tomorrow we have Taiwan Semiconductor earnings. You see that Nvidia pretty much hit our level 3 bullish, dumped to level 3 bearish, and now is back at level 1 bullish. Okay, so it's very possible we can see Nvidia hit 141 as per our model. It hit both of the extreme levels over here, and just to give you guys a confirmation of this as well, these levels are time stamped and confirmed. I always make sure that our room is very transparent about that. Okay, so as you guys can see, for all the new folks listening in, you can see Nvidia, this was given at the 12th. You can see 141 estimated weekly high, and there's no edits whatsoever. This was the initial chop range here. Okay, so you see that on Nvidia. For Broadcom, popped right off our estimated weekly low and pretty much settled there. You can see that. For ARM, very close to our estimated weekly high, so it's possible it could go back up there again depending on Taiwan Semiconductor earnings. You can see here that Meta, went way beyond, went to 600, but was not able to break through that. So it looks like Meta is probably going to get 572. Dell stopped exactly at our level 1 bullish at around 130, right to the penny here. You can see GS stopped right at level 3 as well, based on the solid earnings report. So we want to see GS get to 545. That's when it can really start to break out. MSTR, another call out perfect level 1 bullish, and pretty much holding this 194 as well. We're looking at, we didn't do analysis on coin, but we're looking at Tesla here, still very choppy around this 222. You look at Baidu here, you see that it broke our bearish breakdown, really started to dump, bounced off this level 3, boom, hit this level 2, and looks like it's probably going to go to 92. You can see Baba pretty much dump all the way down, level 2, trend confirmed. We already sold our puts here, and then it opens in the green, and then now it looks like it's gonna get to 98. So that's one trade idea that I really want to tell you guys is Baba puts look great. Okay, so that's a little bit about the market. Now let's talk about SPX and let's get some learning in for you. Okay, so one indicator I want to share with you guys in particular is called the MACD here. Okay, so if you guys are looking at this ZACK ATTACK indicator right over here, let's pretty much clear everything out here, and so that way there's no confusion here. This indicator is amazing if you guys are trading, okay? Because what you guys see here is real-time information where you see the supply and the demand on every key level right over here. You see that there's a huge selling pressure right at the open when the market really starts to rip. You can see that huge selling resistance right over here, and here is where the bullish detail is. Okay, it does kind of align with my STX levels that you guys see over here, but pretty much very nice to see the supply zones right over there. Okay, now if you press the replay button and go back in time, okay, so this is on a 5-minute chart, you guys can see that, and this indicator is always great to have with you when you're looking at, hey, when should I buy, when should I sell, and all of that. I will also talk about the EMAs, because what you see right over here, there's a bunch of EMAs, there's clouds, so pretty much if you're a scalper, this is an indicator that you want to rely on. Okay, so let's go into how that looks when you were trading. Okay, so when you're trading here, you see right here is that, especially if you're trading SPY, like the great thing about it is that if you're trading SPY in particular as well, you get loads of information on where the pre-market low of the day, pre-market low is, pre-market high is, and it tells you all that stuff. But on SPX, because SPX, it doesn't show on trading view, that's why you don't get that information. But if you look over here, you can see that SPX is hitting that previous day supply zone. This is a perfect time to get into calls, and then boom, let's stop over here. Okay, so you see here, this is going to be a resistance because the indicator is telling you right there and then that this here is the 2-day prior demand. Okay, when you're under the demand zone is now the supply zone. All right, so having this information is very key. So when you're looking at that, you see that boom, it starts to look a little bit weak, and the market is trading in this neutral range right over here. As the market starts to progress, you start to notice that it looks like it wants to take out the high of the day. You see where the key resistance is forming right at the high of the day, pretty much allowing you to focus that this is the area where there's going to be constant sell pressure. Okay, so if you're trading options and you're looking at this here, you want to make sure that if you are trading any sort of option that's above this red line here, that you do not overpay, and you want to make sure that you get in a solid price, because anytime you're going into a resistance area, overpaying for any option contract is the worst thing you can do. So this is telling you this is going to be a key pivot in order for and a key resistance zone that's going to block you. So wait for the pullback, wait for the right opportunity, and don't force the trade there. Okay, so once you're getting into that, you let the market move by. The resistance is there. You're seeing all that the rug pull continuously non-stop back at the open market level here, and this is where you start to see they come back in the market here. Okay, so you can see that it stops around this red zone here. That's where the resistance lies, and you can see exactly how the markets start to slowly creep up there. Okay, so a lot of resistance. Eventually the market does try to pick up here, and you can see that the test to our levels is slowly there. Okay, so having this indicator is great, especially if you're trading SPY as well. Okay, because SPY gives you the pre-market lows, pre-market highs, and virtually available for every single stock or index that you're trading here. Having this information is great if you don't understand how gamma levels work or inflection levels work whatsoever. So with that in mind, the link is in the description below if you guys want to check this indicator out. I've seen a lot of people that struggle finding the setups and the opportunity use this indicator and do very well with it. Okay, because it does tell you where the resistance are. It does tell you where the pre-market low is, where the pre-market high is, so that way you can set up your trades and have it in your advantage. Okay, a lot of people are often buying off the pre-market low. You can see here on Nvidia, pre-market low buyers, you know, great opportunity to buy here. If you bought, let's just say, calls at the pre-market low, you know, you would have made a massive return on Nvidia right there and then. If you bought, let's say, pre-market lows on Broadcom over here as well, is you see this is a bullish green zone, tells you this is where the buyers are, this is where the support is, and you can see that with many different stocks when you guys are trading here. So this is a great indicator to use and rely on. I use it all the time, and I've been, you know, pretty much doing very well finding the right setups and finding the key trades that work. Okay, so if you guys have any other questions on how to use this indicator, my DMs are fully open and I'll be happy to explain on how it works. It's very straightforward. There's also a tutorial available out there through the FU Money Club. But if you guys do like this indicator and want to check it out, DM me, and the link to test it is in the description below. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you guys in the next one, and like always, let's get that money.